How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Pardon me for the sound, the audio. I'm gonna paint my nails with you. I'm gonna be painting my nails with you guys because I'm happy of the reception I got from my two last videos. It's not a lot. It has 10, 11 views, whatever, something like that for both videos. But I'm happy because I got some instant feedback. And the dude that keeps putting thumbs down on my video didn't put a thumbs down on my last video. So I'm real happy about that. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot, man. Just a little effort. Just a little effort. That's all it takes. So I'm going to be painting my nails with you guys because there's another reason why. The other reason why is because I had 3 days or 4 days ago, officially 4 days ago. Oh, give me a second here. Because 4 days ago I reached 75,000 views on my channel. I finally reached 75,000 views on my channel. That's big to me. That's a lot. To me, it feels like a lot, dude. I knew I had some views, but I didn't think I would have like 75,000 views. That's a lot of views. So I'm real happy about that. That means some people watch my videos. Of course, people watch the videos, but they don't appreciate the knowledge. They never do. So I got my coffee here. I got my coffee. I got my polish. We got my smokes, and we're gonna talk shit. We're gonna talk shit. So so yeah. What do we want to talk about? What do we want to talk about? Okay, I wanna I want to talk about, I don't know. I don't feel like channeling because it's kind of late. Maybe there's a spirit that's gonna take over me later. So let's recap what we're talking about, man. So like I said, there's a bunch of nonsense going around YouTube about Norse mythology, bro. Like a bunch of garbage, and it's so disrespectful too. Like it's like a bunch of garbage. Like I told you, like I got this chain, right? I wanted a talisman. I wanted a Norse mythology. I wanted a Norse talisman, right? I wanted the hammer. So I got myself a hammer. But the problem is there's a Malkut on it, right? Odin, when I bought that pissed him off so much. Why do you ask? Because of the triangles. Because that shit's Illuminati. So he got pissed. So he got pissed for a long ass time. Like he's still not necessarily talking to me because he felt offended by it. I didn't mean to offend him. The thing is, the reason why I bought that specific chain is because I didn't want to act like a bitch. Because I take shit seriously. I take shit seriously. And sometimes I overdo it. Sometimes I overdo it. I take it way too seriously, right? So sometimes I do things that's kind of like I don't really like it, but just to be less sensitive, I'm gonna do it anyways, right? That was one of the cases. I knew the triangles, whatever. I didn't like the triangles, but hey, if that's Odin's symbol, that's Odin's symbol. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, who am I to be like, oh, I'm not gonna buy that? Like that's his symbol. If you respect Odin, then you're gonna respect the symbol. You know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to do, right? He was so mad. ridiculous. Dude stopped talking to me for months. Months, bro. Like, not days, not weeks, months. Like, pissed off. Like, you know what I mean? So, never gonna do that again. You know what I mean? And basically, if you got something with a Malkut symbol on it and it's not working, that's probably why. Because there's a Malkut on it. Malkut is not real. Trying to finish my smoke so I can start polishing my nails here. Because the Malkut is not real, you know. I probably should have did a live instead, but nobody comes on my live. Like, when I do a live, nobody's there, so I don't really do lives, you know. So, I need to cut my nails first. Hold up. Wait a minute. Give me a second here. Be right back. So anyways, so yeah. So this is the chain. I don't know if I can show it. So that's the Malkut here. So that's what you don't want. You don't want this symbol. This symbol is garbage. This symbol will only result in bad luck, right? He finally got around to blessing me, to protecting me while I wear it, you know. But he was really, really not having it. He was really not having it. You know, which is, you know, it's kind of weird. It's not weird. It's just, you know, I didn't think it would piss him off so damn bad. Like, you know, okay, you know, I bought the wrong chain. You know, shit happens. Nope, he didn't like it. Like I said, Odin, in my experience, okay, let's be candid here, and I hope Odin doesn't feel offended by this, but nobody knows who Odin is because they're taking information from fucking weirdos on YouTube. So I'm gonna tell you who Odin is. Odin is a Norse god of magic, and he is your introduction to witchery. Now, I don't know if he's the introduction of all types of witches, but from what I've seen, pretty much yes. You know, because the thing is, most witches have, because the thing is, if you're a black magician and you see crows, it's not because you're a black magician that you see crows. It's not because you're with Lucifer that you see crows. It's because of Odin. The crows are they kind of represent a specific type of pillar. It's not, I'm overstating here. True. I'm overstating by saying this, but the closest thing that I can think of would be like the two pillars that you see like on the tarot card, basically. Those will be your crows, right? The two pillars that you see on the tarot cards on the Empress, I think, I'm not sure. Don't, you know, I don't really read tarots. I don't really read tarot, pardon me. Sorry about that. I don't really read tarot, so don't quote me on that, but I think it's on the Empress card. And on the Empress card, there's two pillars, right? Which I always found weird, that the Empress has BJ on it. I mean, I feel like it's a bit too on the nose. You know, it's a bit too crude. You know, it's a little bit too you know. So, anyways, regardless, those two pillars actually represent, apart from what my dirty mind be thinking, those two pillars represent stability and something like that, like stability and what's the other thing? Stability and strength, you know, some shit like that, you know, something along those lines. Stability and intuition, I think. Um, Basically duality. Some type of duality. So, I'm pretty sure everybody knows. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody knows. So, anyways, so the crows, specifically when you see two crows, okay, so the part that I'm not aware of is it when you see the crows, is it because you're chosen? Because I started seeing the crows at a very young age. So I was all aware. I was very aware. Well, no, I don't think it's because you're chosen. I think it's really it's your introduction into magic. Odin kind of like guards your introduction into witchcraft, right? The reason why I'm saying that, the reason why I changed my mind on that is because I've always been interested in Norse mythology even as a kid. So I guess it's normal that I started seeing the crows at an early age, right? So I guess it's normal I started seeing the crows at an early age. And so the thing is, the thing is, um you start seeing those crows when you start doing magic. And from what I've seen, even on the internet, even on YouTube, because there are videos of witches on YouTube that post up they post up the crows when they see him, right? And sometimes when you're really powerful, there's a flock of them, and that happened to me uh, recently, right? That happened to me recently. I was but that was kind of because of Lucifer, because I was like on my apocalyptic optimath shit, right? I was really like doomsday walking. I really came into my power recently. So, because the weird part about all of this fucking nonsense that happened to me is it actually made me stronger, like magically, not physically, but magically, I'm more powerful. And my ex too, she's also more powerful magically too. So it made us, so whatever happened made us even stronger magically. So now we have a lot more power. We can create a lot more things. It's a lot easier. And so, as I was saying, there's other YouTubers that show the crows too, right? And sometimes there's a flock. Sometimes there's one or two crows. But needless to say, if those YouTubers are unaware if that's a legit thing, I'm here to confirm to you that yes, it's a legit thing. You're not crazy. Those crows do represent something, and what they represent is memory, Munir, and thought, Hungir. Memory and thought. So you have to understand those two crows are very important because the memory and the idea are two very important things surrounding life. Basically, if those two crows were to fuse together like Dragon Ball, right? They would do like a Dragon Ball fusion shit, right? They would become immensely powerful. They would be reality itself. They would be spiritual consciousness, right? They would become consciousness itself because that's what consciousness is. Consciousness is a blend of memory and ideas, thought, thinking, right? Because memory and idea are the basis of everything. So before you start everything, you got to have an idea, right? And if you want to create something, you got to have memory, right? Because when you're building something, right? I'm not gonna get into that. I'm pretty sure you guys are already aware of that. But let's just say it for the sake of saying it. Memory, without memory, you can't really build something, right? So let's say you didn't have memory and you were trying to build a house. You can put two planks together, but if you don't have memory, you won't be able to put other planks after. You're gonna have difficulty putting the planks after. So basically your house that you're building will be crooked. Why? Because you don't have the memory of placing the things where they're supposed to be placed. So you're just placing things as you go along, and you don't have the memory of the last thing that you did. And if you don't have the memory of the last thing that you did, then when you're gonna do something else after the last thing that you did, it's not gonna look the same as the thing that you did before, because you don't even remember how you did that, right? So memory and thought are two important aspects. They're two important pillars, right? And they belong to Odin, a god of magic. The reason why I say Odin is not the god of magic, but rather a god of magic, is because the god of magic is Loki. That's why. And Loki is extremely powerful. Loki is as much as Odin is a Lucifer archetype, Loki is even more a Lucifer archetype, right? They lived the same life. They had the same consequences for their actions. Of course, Loki is a little bit rambunctious, but they have a lot of similarities. There's a lot of similarities there, and there's a lot of similarities in, there's serpent energy and things of that matter. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of similarities. Being shunned, being mischievous, being seen as mischievous, being shunned, blah 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 blah. You know. But the thing is, like, as I always say, Lucifer is Santa Claus, right? As much as people believe that he is the evil amongst evil, the wretched of the wretched, the most devious of devious, at the end of the day, he gives boons. And you know who else gives boons? After all of his mischievousness is done? Loki. Loki always accompanies bad shit with a gift. That's how Odin got his spear. That's how Odin got his steed, his 8-legged steed called Sleipnir. That's how, Thor got his hammer. There's always a boon. Every time, he comes around and does some shit, there's always a boon, right? So, that's not the reason why he's the god of magic. He's the god of magic because he always doing magic. And he's the best at magic. That's why. You know what I mean? Like, obviously. So, there are things that remain regardless, but you have to experience it. Because, let's take Loki, for instance. If you are prone to have an affinity for Loki, right? If you have, oh, sorry for the t-shirt. It's laundry day. I had nothing else to wear. Pardon me. It's laundry day. So, Loki, if you have an affinity for Loki, you will notice that you will have the ability to cause mischief, but at the same time, give a boon to somebody, right? So, there's a lot of non-believers. I will call them non-believers because they think they know who Loki is because they're bad people. And bad people will be attracted to bad things. And Loki is always seen as a bad guy. So they will try to harness that energy without really knowing what they're harnessing. They don't understand that Loki is not evil. He's not evil. Doesn't do evil. He appears in your life at a time where you need it the most. He appears in your life at a time where certain injustices are probably made against you, right? So if you have an affinity for Loki and you're going through some shit, but then you get a gift after it, you're kind of like, oh, that's Loki, right? But Loki didn't create the bad thing. The bad thing was gonna happen anyways, right? He just walked you through it, right? And he does have an attitude where he might act like he's the one doing the bad thing, but the bad thing was gonna happen anyway, and it was necessary. It was a necessary bad thing. It was a necessary bad thing so that you may understand something and also evolve from that specific subject, right? Or that specific event. So a lot of, talking about bikers, I'm sorry, but we got to say it. Bikers love Loki, right? Biker guys, they love Loki. That's everywhere around the world, United States, Canada, it doesn't matter. If you're a biker, you're very into Viking shit, right? And there are some biker witches, like and most biker witches have an affinity for Loki. They have an affinity for Loki, but not all. I'm not saying biker people are bad and shit like that. Like all biker witches are bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying some people are easily influenced. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying some people are easily influenced. Like they're weak-minded, right? The weak-minded individuals will always fall for traps. You know what I mean? They always fall for traps, and Loki will trap you. Like at some point, at some time and point, you will receive what you have given. So there are some things, if we look at the Pro Edda, that might remain a little bit truthful. A little bit truthful. There are some tendencies. I would say tendencies. I wouldn't say the story. I wouldn't trust the story. But the tendencies might still be consistent. The tendencies might be consistent. So let's get back to Odin, right? Odin is the All-Father. Now, as violent as Vikings are, they weren't stupid. They were not stupid people. They were not stupid people at all. They were just very brutal. They believed in efficient brutality. That's what Vikings believed in. Vikings believed in efficient brutality. So you would think that Odin is a spirit that is savage. And I'm pretty sure that most people on the planet that are aware of this entity, this god called Odin, I almost said Loki, this god called Odin, would perceive him as a savage being, which couldn't be farther from the truth. As a matter of fact, I have read somewhere that, I've noticed, because he did it to me, and I'm not gonna share that story, but let's just say if you get hurt or somebody hurts your feelings, Odin will show you empathy. Like, he's not going to show you sympathy. He's going to show you empathy. Like a mother. He's going to act like a mother. And I would say it would be suffice to say that in actuality, the Pro Edda might have gotten that right, but at the same time, I wouldn't say the Pro Edda is a specific text because this ancient whatever. Everybody has their own points of view, so and there was somebody that brung up somewhere in a documentary. I don't know where. There was a documentary somewhere, and I saw it, and the guy was saying that Odin sometimes has sometimes when he walks around in his hall, in his log house, in his log horn house, whatever you want to call it, will be subject to ridicule by other masculine gods because of his motherly nature. Mind you, he's still Odin. He will whoop your ass. like he's gonna whoop your ass. Like this, he's the All Father. He has a spear named Gungnir. He has a steed named Slipnir. He has like a bunch of shit. Right? He's a badass. He's a complete badass. He can wipe out an entire civilization if he feels like it. When or if he feels like it. But for some reason, he still acts like a mother with his children, with the ones he loves. And from time to time, he's going to make you feel that love. I don't know why. He's just like that. So, and it's a very interesting thing. It's an interesting thing to see an entity that is known for efficient brutality to mother a being. It's a weird contrast. It's a weird contrast. It's a weird, it's a weird bi-dimensional effect. Like it's interesting. I love it personally. I love it because I'm a witch myself. So when you're a witch, I hate to say it, you're a little bit effeminate. When you're a witch, you're a little bit effeminate. Why? Because you have to have balance between masculine and feminine in order to converge the right energy together, like the B and the J on the Empress card, right? So you have to have duality. You have to have feminine and masculine. So because you're a witch, whether you like it or not, you're going to become a little bit effeminate because there are some womanly sensitivities that are connected to the ether that you will have to harness and embody in order to be able to create, conjure, invoke. So I guess I'm saying this because I don't think people are aware of that. I think people think like they're just savages. They're just brutal savages, which in some cases you might not be wrong, but they're not insane, because what people feel like is that these entities might be completely off their rockers. That's what it feels like. Because, a lot of people talk about demons. Like me, I get called disgusting all the time on my channel. I get called disgusting all the time. I don't know why. I have no idea. I have no idea why they call me disgusting. I'm not doing anything disgusting. They're not doing anything disgusting. I don't understand why they say it's disgusting. Well, okay, they might be doing a little bit. I might be overstating here, but it's not that gross. It's not like crazy. Like it's not. I don't know. Like it's weird. It's like It's weird. It's like the other day when I made the succubus incubus video. No offense, but I made the succubus incubus video because I feel like there was a misconception about what a succubus and an incubus is, especially when the succubus and the incubus can be a human. The human succubus and the human incubus is not disgusting. You know, well, it depends on your point of view of what's disgusting. You know, like if you feel like kink, you know, certain sexual acts are perverse, but even if it's perverse, it's not disgusting. You know, it might be perverse, but it's not disgusting. You know, that's disgusting is like gross. You know, it's like it'll make you throw up. Like sex doesn't make me want to throw up unless I have too much of it. You know, like unless I have like way too much sex, I don't feel like throwing up. You know, like. So I feel like people have a misconception about like these entities, these gods. You know, it's very weird that I get called disgusting. Disgusting for what? What are you talking about? Like what? Like Lucifer is the type of guy that'll walk into a room with a 3-piece suit on. I don't see where the discuss is. I don't what? You know, like like wait, what? You know, like Clarnek though. Clarnek is weird. I have to admit. I mean, I love the guy. He's fucking amazing, but Clarnek is fucked up. You know, like Clarnek is fucked up. You know what I mean? But you know, I love the guy anyways. You know, I don't think he's disgusting per se. He's not disgusting. Actually, he's like, if you think Lucifer's gross, Clarnek is a lot less worse. Technically speaking, you know, on a perception point of view. You know, if you think Lucifer's gross, Clarnek is less gross than Lucifer. So, you know, but Clarnek is pretty fucking wild. He's pretty out there. You gotta have the stomach for it. I ain't gonna lie. You know, he's not gonna show you. Well, he's not gonna do anything disgusting to you. You know, but if you have the gall or the indecency to walk into his realm of his personal hellscape. You know, if you have the gall to walk there, that's you know, that's your business. You know, I've said it before. When I walked there, it was unsettling. It was unsettling to me. But you know, but the guy, he's very you know, is very straightforward. It's very, you know, it's very straightforward. He's a judge of men. Like that's his job. His job is to let's say you want to know, like let's say you consider yourself a loser, right? Let's say you think you're a loser, right? You call Clarnek and you ask him, what's my problem? You know, not everybody can do that. You know, it takes a lot of balls to do that, by the way. You know, yes, I did say it takes a lot of balls. Yes, it does. It does. You know, not everybody wants to look in the mirror. Okay? Not everybody likes looking in the mirror. And especially when the mirror can talk. You know, like especially when the mirror can talk back, you know, some people might be, you know, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good, you know what I mean? So, but some people do. Some people want to know why they feel like they're losers, you know. So you can go and ask Clarnek, what's my fucking problem? You know, pardon my language. What's my problem? And he's going to tell you this, that. You know, you can do that too. He's a judge of men. So that means he's straightforward. He's a dick. You know, and I mean that in the most respectable way. Like he's a, you know, he's dick. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's very weird that people call us gross. I mean, gross for what? What is gross? Like, what is gross? Like, what exactly do you mean by gross? What exactly do you think is going on? Like, like, like what exactly do you think is going on? Like, so, because like I said, like, like they don't like dirty stuff. They do not like necromancy. I mean, when I say necromancy, I mean they don't leave food on your altar that is past its due date. They don't appreciate that. They don't want that. And you would think a demon, that would be like the best kind of food, right? Like fucking green ass fucking shit, like like fucking, moldy shit. And trust me, like I'm in it to win it. If that was the case, I would have fucking done it. I would brung like, and it to be honest, it would have been easier. It would have been a lot less expensive. So I was just like look in the fridge for shit that's fucking rotten and just put that shit on the fucking table and be done with it. You know what I mean? But that's not the case. And mind you, and I don't mean to diss nobody. You have to understand that voodoo is necromancy. Because voodoo spirits will want outdated food. They will want outdated food. You better not, like it's good that you bring them the food fresh, but the difference between voodoo and demonology is like voodoo, you will bring the food fresh, you will bring the offering fresh, and you leave it there forever. You never touch it. You don't touch it, nothing. If you touch it, you die. You know what I mean? That's voodoo. You know what I mean? Like, you don't touch nothing. You know what I mean? You leave it there. Voodoo actually appreciates necromancy. I'm not saying if you're a demonologist, you can't practice necromancy. That's not what I'm saying at all. At all. But they don't like rotten things. They don't like rotten things. So if you don't leave stuff on your altar that's beginning to rot, they don't like that. And you would think a demon would like something like that, because we read so many books. We about demons and how disgusting, and fucking Baal and Baal is made out of shit, from 666 murderers and rapists and shit, and all the shit. They took all the shit and they made Baal with it. That's bullshit. I mean, in the case of Baal, that might be true, because Baal is full of shit. But Baal, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that guy's full of shit, literally. But he's not made out of shit. But people believe that shit. People believe this sort of nonsense. They believe that sort of nonsense. They believe that Baal is made out of shit. And this is what I mean by people is easily influenced. Like people of weak minds, right? They will believe that shit, and they will harness that energy. They will try to harness that energy. And mind you, those people will never be as strong as you in magic. I don't care what you say. I don't care what this guy did to who. There's no fucking way you're beating me. There's no fucking way. It just won't happen. It just won't. To me, that's amateur shit. You know what I mean? People like that are complete bozos. Like, you know what I mean? No, okay, that's kind of harsh, because they might be good people in real life and shit. They just, they're curious. They want to know something that, they want to feel something they never felt before. They want to see something they never saw before. You know what I mean? Like, so, but to me, speaking as speaking as a job, if this was a job, you would be. I'm your boss. Period. End of story. You're an employee. You're the janitor, right? I'm the boss. You're the janitor, right? Speaking of janitors, so it's interesting. It's an interesting effect. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird how people take these misconceptions, and just run with it. They just run with the shit. And spirits can imitate other spirits. Like, and that's the thing. Like, angels have the tendency of doing that. Angels love playing Halloween. They love imitating stuff. And it's always for a mischievous reason. It's always to get you to abandon your path of self-discovery. Because magic is about self-discovery. At the end of the day, it's about self-discovery, because not everybody has the same spirits following them. It's like I said before. If you're born on March 20, I don't know, March 30th, right? If you're born on March 30th, you're not going to have the same spirits following you as somebody that's born on June 15th. End of story. It's literally impossible. The stars are not aligned the same. The stars are not aligned the same, bro. So when you're doing magic, when you're starting to become magical, most of the things that are happening, not all of it, but most of the things that are happening are prone to you and to you alone. I'm not saying, well, if somebody else is born on the same day at the same time, yeah, you guys are part of the same group. You're part of the same group of people. It's like, I'm born on April. Everybody that's born on April, we share the same fucking things, right? We share the same gods, depending on the cycle, because the first 2 weeks is a cycle before the 15th, right? And after the 15th is another cycle. So depending on the cycle, like, and even like, because there's a lot of gods, there's a lot of spirits, there's a lot of gods, right? So I could have the same gods as somebody on the first cycle, but I could have different spirits that I align to that are specific to that cycle and not the first cycle. You know what I mean? So, but it all, depends. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say here, to make a long story short, what I'm trying to say is, it's a self-discovery. It's a journey of self-discovery, and you need to, and when you respect those things and you don't just take it for granted, and you respect those things, you learn more about yourself. You're not learning more about the spirit, you're learning more about yourself. Of course, if you just started, you're gonna learn more about the spirit that you're working with, obviously. But after a certain amount of time, you're not learning about the spirit, you're learning about yourself. Because that spirit has the same attitude you have, kind of. I know that sounds kind of weird, but you're going to start noticing things. You're going to start noticing, especially if you read about the spirits that you own, the spirits that, well, not that you own, the spirits that are with you, If you start reading, you're probably gonna see some similarities between your own attitude or things you might have done in the past or the way that you interact with people. You might notice that that specific spirit or that specific God also has that same tendency from time to time. It might not be across the board. It doesn't matter. One thing is significant. If you can find one thing, that's significant. Just because it's one thing, that doesn't mean that it does mean shit. Yes, it does. It means something. You know what I mean? It means something. Okay? Just letting you know. So, I'd like to thank you guys one more time because I kind of look pompous cutting my nails doing this shit, but you have no idea how happy I am from these two comments that I received because it was two different people. I'm fucking happy. Because usually it's just Jafar. I'm sorry, I have to say it. It's just Jafar that comments on my channel. If you look at all the videos, Jafar. You know what I mean? Like, he's the only one. So I'm fucking ecstatic that two different people finally commented this. It's mind-blowing to me. So I'm like, I'm not even sleeping right now. It's fucking 1:27 a.m. where I'm at, bro. That's how happy I am. Like, mind-blown. Pow. You know what I mean? So I officially, by the way, I officially have 861 videos, and that's the reason why I'm feeling fucked up, and that's the thing that I was talking about in my last video too. That's the thing I was talking about in my last video too. If I don't look at the bigger picture, this shit's gonna make me go crazy, man. This shit's gonna make me lose my goddamn mind. I have 259 subscribers, 800 fucking videos. Most people have the same amount or less, and they have at least 5,000 to 15,000 subscribers. Easy, if not more. I've seen there's some channels that have 3 million views and they have like 200 videos. You know what I mean? And they ain't saying shit. They ain't saying nothing. So regardless of what I just said, I'm ecstatic. I'm fucking happy, man. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. And that also mean y'all starting to understand what the fuck is going on. Nah. Dang it. And it's about goddamn time. Because we're about to do this shit. We ain't playing around. We ain't playing around. We're about to do this. We're about to do this. What we're about to do, what? We're about to become gods. Bro. This shit is real. Now, if you scared, go to church or get a gun. Because I know that shit will give you more confidence. If you scared, get a gun. There's nothing wrong with guns. I like guns. I don't shoot guns all the time. I like guns. You know what I mean? I had guns in my life. I had guns. I handled weapons. I played with guns when I was younger. It happened a couple times. It happened a couple times, man. You know what I mean? So, but, I don't feel like you should be that scared. I mean, like, but, it, you know, if it helps you feel more comfortable, get a gat. Get a gat. Fuck it. I don't fucking care. Don't kill nobody for no good damn reason. You know what I mean, bro? Like, don't start going crazy because some people, like, we're going against the grain here. We're going against the Illuminati. But I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you, these niggas are weak. They are weak. Look at this week, right? This week, I released 3 videos in the past 4 days, right? I released 4 videos in the past 4 days. Look at what these guys are talking about. Drake's penis. So these niggas are trying to rock you to sleep with Drake's penis, bro. They called Drake up probably at 3 p.m. in his mansion. He was probably playing some PS5. He was probably playing NBA 2K. he was probably playing some NBA 2K in his mansion, at 3 p.m. And they said, Drake, we got a problem. And Drake was like, what's the problem? And they said, this little nigga on YouTube again. This little nigga on YouTube again, man. We gotta do something. This motherfucker's about to open a goddamn terror in the middle of the goddamn universe. We gotta stop him. And Drake said, all right, can I finish my 2K game first? They said, nah. We gotta do this right now. Drake said, what? What do I gotta do? They said, Drake, we're gonna put you on the plane. And once you get on the plane, there's gonna be a nigga there. And Drake was like, what the fuck is the nigga gonna be there for? And they said, don't worry about it. He's just there to record shit. And Drake was like, what the fuck are you gonna record? And they were like, Drake, this is what we need you to do. We need you to put your best suit on. You know what I mean? Dude, dress casual. We don't care how you dress. Just look good. Look clean. Get on the plane. And when you get at 30,000 feet in the air, we want you to pull your dick out and start wanking off. So anyways, you can get a gun if you want to. I don't know if you know where I'm getting at here. But, it's your choice at the end of the day. If it makes you feel comfortable, fuck it. Because you're going to need to feel comfortable to do the shit that we're about to do. You're going to need to feel comfortable. So if you need to get a gun, get a gun. You know what I mean? If that's what you feel like, if that makes you feel, more in control, do it. Guns don't make me feel in control. I do not care. It don't. It doesn't. There's no difference to me. I mean, I like guns. I mean, sure. I mean, you can blow somebody away, of course, obviously. But, I don't feel more or less in control. You know what I mean? But it's not a bad idea to have a gun at the end of the day. And yes, we're about to replace God because God needs to go. I mean, let's be honest. I'm talking about Lucifer's dad, allegedly. So I gotta be careful with what I say. Gotta be careful with what I say because I don't want Lucifer to be like, that's my dad, y'all. Relax. But at the end of the day, Lucifer still agrees with me for obvious reasons. Because the guy is an asshole. He's a terrible monster. He's a terrible monster. It all depends. It's not what you do. It's how you do it. You know what I mean? So it's not that Lucifer is like, yo, that's my dad. Relax. It's the reason why I would go against his dad. That would bother him. If I'm not righteous in my belief, he's not going to help me do a goddamn thing. Especially against his own dad. Obviously. But if The reasons that I'm doing this for are good reasons, which is what he's looking for. And yeah, we might end up replacing them. Mind you, I did say that he needs to pump his brakes, right? With the whole the one thing, right? The thing is, you need to understand that God wants to rule over all. The only problem with that is he is not deserving of that title. He usurped that title from everyone. Because the gods, unlike popular beliefs, well, depending on certain gods, not all gods, some gods are a little bit more on, his side than ours. And they're slavers. They like to create slaves. They like to cause mental trauma. They like to cause disbelief. And we ain't got time for that. We don't got time for that. Because it's not just Lucifer doing this. He's not the only one on the job. The universe is on this. The universe is on this too. The universe is trying to make you into a god, right? The only thing is, I got the biggest voice. That's all. But if I shut the fuck up for 2 minutes, you're going to hear the universe not say the exact same thing, but you're going to hear the universe trying to make you into a god. And I'm pretty sure you guys noticed by now that that's exactly what they're trying to do. Because some of you guys are scared of it, and some of you guys take advantage of it. Everybody's different. And unfortunately, we have a lot of obstacles in our way. Like I told you before, God is the concept of God is an energy dampener. Sorry. The concept of God is an energy dampener. What does that mean? That means it lowers your ability to create. It causes doubt. And when you are in doubt, when you don't believe in yourself, you will not be able to create. This is the major problem with this God fellow that we all seem to love and cherish, being a dick. If you hadn't noticed. So yeah, man. It's gonna get fucking wild. It's gonna get fucking wild, dude. And the Illuminati, if you hadn't noticed, are also doing the same thing. And I'm pretty sure nobody noticed. Because everybody loves rap. Even me. Everybody loves rap music. Everybody loves rap music. I don't get it. I mean, rap is fun. It's fun. But the problem is the content that's in it. I don't know what to do with rap. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do with rap, but we're gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to do something. I don't know what. I don't know what. Maybe not. Maybe we don't need to do anything. Well, actually, no, I don't think we need to do anything. No, to be honest, I don't think we need to do anything, man. They just need to chillax. You know what I mean? There's certain aspects of rap music that needs to slow their roll. You know what I mean? Like, too much gang violence, too much gang shit. You know what I mean? It's too much. You know what I mean? Like, I am a, personally, I love 3 6 Mafia. I love those devil worshipping guys. I fucking love 3 6 Mafia, man. You know. I love knock the black off your ass. You know, I'm a big fan of that sort of music. I'm a big fan of that sort of music. But that's, you know, you need that sort of motivation sometimes, you know. I feel it's good. You know, it's not great, you know, it's not glorious, you know, but you need that sort of motivation from time to time. You know, it gets you out the bed. You know what I mean? It gets you walking outside. It gets you in your car. It gets you from point A to point B. You know what I mean? You know, the bass is bumping. The guy's, you know, he's rugged. He's doing some Viking shit. You know what I mean? He's doing some Viking shit. But 3 6 Mafia, compared to, like, I don't know, Young Thug. Okay, I love Young Thug. But, that, come on. You know, or Migos. You know, like, what the fuck? You know, Migos are great. They're like the McDonald's of rap music. Everything is good. I love the burger. I love the fries. Shit, I even love the fucking watered down Pepsi. You know, it's fucking McDonald's. You can't hate McDonald's. You hate McDonald's because you know it's not good for your health, but it still tastes good. It still tastes good. But let's be real. There's 3 6 Mafia, which is very good music. Okay, it's I wouldn't say McDonald's shit. I think 3 6 Mafia is a lot deeper than that, to be honest. You know, let's be real. But, you know, compared to Migos, there's a clear difference. I mean, they saying kind of the same shit, but it's the way this, like there's a vibe to Migos that you need to understand. You know what I mean? There's a vibe. Because I hate to say it, but these guys kind of represent rape culture to me. You know what I mean? They do. They kind of represent rape culture to me. Because 3 6 Mafia dudes, okay, I'm not saying 3 6 Mafia is completely innocent and shit like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of raping. That's not funny. I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of raping in their music too. You know what I mean? And everybody talks about rape. Like all rappers, like most rappers, talk about rape. You know what I mean? So, you know, Eminem did, DMX did it. I mean, I don't know. I think, you know, like most of them do. Okay. But there's talking about rape, and then there's rape culture. That's the difference. That's where it all falls down. Because I be listening to Migos, and I'm swinging and banging. You know what I mean? I'm listening to Migos, I'm swinging and banging, man. But then they say some shit, and I'm like, oh. You know, like they end up saying some shit, and I'm like, damn. You know, like, because I know what it means, you know, and I don't need to know what it means. I know, you know, I was on that side of the track, you know, like, well, let's okay. You guys don't want me to sit on both sides of the fence, so I'm not gonna sit on both sides of the fence, right? I used to fight motherfuckers like that all the goddamn fucking time, you know, so I know what they look like. I know what they fucking. I know what the fuck they're talking about. Like I'm very aware of what the fuck they're saying. So I don't think rap per se is the necessary issue. I think it's certain individuals that represent certain things. Maybe those guys need to sit the fuck down. That's all I'm saying. You know, and let's face it, most of them don't got shit to say. I mean, like every time they go on an interview, they always talking about snitching. That's the only thing they talk about. They don't talk about nothing else. They ain't got nothing to say. It's boring. Nobody wants to hear somebody talk about snitching for 3 hours. That's fucking crazy. I mean, that's insane. Oh man, I don't know if you guys saw the interview with the Island Boy. That was embarrassing. Lord, Blood Omen. Asmodus's Blood Omen. That shit was embarrassing, bro. So they go in this interview, in case you haven't seen it. So they go in the interview because a few months back, there was a picture of the Island Boy. I'm pretty sure you guys might be aware of this. Maybe you're not, but there was this picture circulating on the internet of the Island Boys are twins, by the way. They're twin rappers. And there's a picture circulating on the internet. If you haven't seen it, I don't suggest you go see it, but if that's your thing, you know, like, you know, if that's your kind of shit, you know, go right on ahead. So, anyways, there's a picture of them two boys kissing each other, right? So they go on this interview. So this is months before, right? They go on this interview, and the host is in there, and he's asking them, "Yo, what the hell was that?" Right? Like, what's up with what was that? You know, because they went on the interview and they expected to have a regular interview, I guess. They didn't expect the guy to ask them that question. So they were kind of caught off guard. They were caught off guard. They was obviously caught off guard. They're sitting there saying they got paid. And there's a reason. I'm getting somewhere with this. So they're sitting there saying they got paid. Okay, there's a lot more going on in the video. I'm just flying by, you know, all the shit that happened because they almost fought. There was like a big fight. It was a whole thing. So they're sitting there saying, well, you know, you know, I kissed my brother, but I got paid. You know. Now the thing is that's interesting to me. It's interesting to me because some people don't believe that the Illuminati exists, right? Some people don't believe that they exist, right? But the thing is, if the Illuminati don't exist, who paid you to do that? That's the interesting part. To me, that's the interesting part. And I feel like they might have been caught off guard. And it is embarrassing to get asked that question, regardless. It is embarrassing. But that's the thing, though. Maybe they don't understand the nature of that question. Because the nature of that, because you said you got paid. Okay. Okay. But who paid you to do that? And why? Why would you like you're a gangster rapper, okay? You got a click at the end of the day. I'm not saying they're the realest niggas around. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm pretty sure somewhere around in that clique there's at least two guns. Minimum. Minimum one. Minimum 1 to 2 guns, right? You can't tell me that a random stranger walked up to you and said, yo, here's some cash, kiss your brother real quick, you wouldn't have done it. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure one of the guys in your group would have been like, yo, this nigga bugging. Let me blast this fool to Kingdom Come. So the question now is, I should put my detective hat on for this one. Should put my detective hat on that one, bro. Like, so the question is, who paid you? And I feel like nobody wants to outright and say that, you know, because it's kind of weird, you know, because at the end of the day, anything could have happened. But I don't think random strangers can just walk up to people, even if they had the money for it, and be like, yo, kiss this dude real quick, and I'm going to give you some money. You know, it's sus. It's a bit sus. So it's interesting. You know, it's interesting. It's weird. And they never answered the question because they were stuck on some, you know, I'm not gay shit. Okay. Fine. I believe you. What I want to know is, why did you do it? Like, that's what I want to know. I want to know, why did you do that? Like what compelled you to do such a thing? It was my chapstick. Hold up. So, anyways, it was so I don't know. You know, I know it's an issue. I know it's an issue, man. Obviously, for obvious reasons. Damn, I don't know. Was Oh, there it is. There you go. All right. So I know it's a thing. You know, it's a weird concept. You know, it's a weird concept, bro. It's a bizarre thing. Very weird. Very fucking weird. So there's people that don't believe that these guys exist. There's people that believe these guys exist, but they don't know why they exist. The thing that you need to understand, whether you like it or not, is that the Illuminati is the hand of God. It's God's punishment to humanity. That's the thing. That's what they represent. That's why they're so goddamn evil. Because their actions are justified by a higher authority. And it's not Satan. It never was. And it never will be. Of course, if you absolutely need to see Satan in a bad light, I would say that the problem with Satan is his lack of giving a fuck. That would be his biggest sin. The biggest sin of Lucifer is his lack of giving two fiddlesticks about all this shit. But you need to understand that a lot of Satanists out here, the real Satanists, I'm going to tell you, if you want to recognize a real Satanists, they paint. They sit at home and paint. That's a real Satanist. That's what a real Satanist is. If you happen to stumble upon a Satanist and you see him having a whole bunch of paintings in his house, I would say it would be suffice to say that that's a real Satanist. Cream of the crop. Cream of the crop. Satanists don't indulge in this sort of nonsense. Why, might you ask? Because Lucifer can give you paradise. And he's more along the line to give you paradise than to make you walk through hell. Because he has the power to do it. He has the power to make you invisible, untouchable, all the bowls you want. All the bowls in the dictionary. That's who Lucifer is. Santa Claus. He brings gifts. So the question is, why would you waste your time fighting these guys when he can give you the whole goddamn world? Well, I guess it comes up to you. I guess it's up to you at that point. You know, what do you want? Do you just want to live your life, you know, in peace and solitude? Voluntary solitude, might I add? Or you want to use your power to help humanity? Because there's two aspects. You got two choices when you're with Lucifer, right? It's either you create your own paradise, or he gives you a bunch of power, but you have to use that power for the betterment of humanity. And if you don't, well, fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. So I would say that Lucifer's biggest sin is his non-give-a-fuckness. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. Now, of course, there is no such thing as a perfect being. You can always disagree with some things here and there, because it's not for everybody. I mean, demonology is not for everybody. But that doesn't mean that you can't learn shit from him, though. And that's why we're here for. That's why people like me are here for. We're his voice. We are his channel. The teachers. That's what I'm here for. This is the school of scolomancy. Lucifer's school. Lucifer's school is named the School of Scolomancy. Yeah, this would have been a lot cooler if this was a live, but I know nobody's gonna show up to the live. So that's so that's why I'm not that's why I'm not live right now, because I know nobody's gonna show up. So we're gonna do it like this instead. I'm gonna waste all the gigabytes on my laptop to do this video. So let's go back to the energy dampener. I have to admit that rap music, that the rap culture is a little bit of an energy dampener. It's on purpose. It's on purpose. It is meant to reduce your strength. It has been made to reduce your strength. It has been made by Jesuit zealot priests, Jesuit witchcraft priest. Rap music is magic. It's occult magic. And it works wonderfully well. It works on old people. It works on middle-aged people. It works on young adults. It works on teenagers. It works on kids. It works on everybody. Period. The melodies, the waves, the vibrations, calling to you, making you feel things, making you see things. And it was not made by black folks. Don't blame us, white people. We didn't create rap. We didn't. It's not us. Some weird white folks that have crazy imagination and crazy ideas. It's not us. Everybody's blaming us for it. It's not us. We didn't make that shit. We didn't have the money to make that shit. We didn't have the skills to make that shit. None of that. Okay, maybe we'd have the skills to do that shit. I'm going overboard by saying that, but you get what I'm saying. Nobody had a black man in the 80s. Okay, didn't have a complete master studio. Okay, in their fucking basement. All right, like that's just not a thing. We didn't make that shit. It's not us. It doesn't come. It's not a product. It's not a black person product. And I want to say it's a white man product, but that's not true either. You see, the thing about racism exists. I don't believe in it, but it's there. I don't want to believe in it, but it is there. I don't have a choice. It's there. It's in my face. It happens. But the weird thing is, as much as white people think they have control over this shit, which they do not, everything that's going on right now is made by migrants. Look at the movies, for instance. You would be like, man, those white people and those fucking racists, they're doing that shit. Hold up. Pump your brakes there. Wait a minute. You're American. When you watch a movie, they're talking American English. But go watch The Interview. That's way more interesting. Why? Because you'll start to notice that all the actors that was in that movie are not American. Even the white ones. Even the white ones. They're not American. They're European. They're English. They come from London. Right? And even the black folks. Some of the black folks come from London too. So they're not even hiring American people to play in American movies. Now I don't know about you, but movies are something that generate a lot of cash. Generates an enormous amount of money. Enormous. Now, if the white people had that shit on lock, it wouldn't be immigrants that would be acting in American movies. It would be Americans that would be acting in American movies. And this is going on all over the damn globe, because over here in Canada, it's even worse. Because over here, it's not the movie. We don't make movies. Well, we make movies, but no one cares, right? Whatever. Over here is the jobs. White people don't get hired in the jobs here. It's immigrants, Canadians as a whole. It doesn't matter if you're white or black. The number one priority is immigrants. They get dibs on all the jobs. So most jobs, 70% of the people working there are immigrants that just came into the country like 2 months ago. And you've been looking for a job for 6 months. Shit is crazy. Is that a coincidence? I think not. I don't think that's a coincidence at all. Absolutely not. It's BS. Why? Why do all this? Why go through all that trouble? Well, you can't believe it's because they want to. No, no, there's no reason. It doesn't even make sense. Monetarily speaking, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Who cares if you're? Why would you care about hiring immigrants before natives? But what's the difference, right? And especially if you're white, why not hire more your people to work there? That what like like so the whole aspect of it's just for money. No, no, it's not. It's not just for money. So now you need to ask yourself, well, what would be the reason to mess with your mind, to turn all of you into slaves, or just like the Matrix says, to turn all of you into batteries. But the question is, there's another question. What is that battery generating? Because if you have a battery, that means you have something that needs power. So the question is, what the hell do you need that power for? Or where the F is that power going? Look at my nails. So, some of you probably figured it out by now. Some of you probably figured it out by now. I don't know. I'm not sure. Some of you probably figured it out. I don't know. Maybe. Do I really need to say it again? Do I really need to say it again? Do I? So let's go back here, because maybe you wasn't listening. So they want to turn you into slaves, because there is such a thing as a reverse battery, right? More or less. You're a slave, but I'm a slave to what? Good fucking question. You're a slave to what? Because they know what they're doing. They know why they're doing it. It's us that don't know why they're doing it. They know. We don't. Well, some of us don't. So the question is, if you're not powering the machine called America, if you're not powering the machine called the world, if that's not what you're powering, powering, right? Whatever, powering, powering, whatever. It sounds wrong, but anyway, then what is it that you're feeding energy to? What are you feeding energy to? It's a good question. I'm not saying you stupid. It's a good damn question. As a matter of fact, it's the best goddamn question you asked me all day. It's the best damn question you asked me all day. So what are you feeding? Because you're not feeding the country. Because the people feeding the country don't even live here. So it's not the country that you're feeding, but you're feeding something. Do not fuck with an alchemist. You know what I mean? Don't fuck with an alchemist. That's alchemy, man. They're using all that hatred, all that ire, all that disappointment, because that's what they're looking for. That's what they need. That's what they feed on. They're feeding on the disappointment. They're feeding on the ire. They're feeding on the anger. That's why they keep putting BS on the news. That's why there's Black Lives Matter exists. To make you feel anger and ire. That's why there's always a war when we don't need it. We don't want you walking around feeling all good and shit. We don't want that shit. What? You feeling good? Fuck that. What you fucking talking about, man? Feeling good? What? I don't want you to feel nothing. And it has a goal. And it's deeper than you think. It's a lot deeper than you think. I'm not going to say it. You already know. Because I already told you. I'm not going to say, don't make me say it. I'm not going to say it again. Don't make me say it. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. You know. I already told you. They're polarizing you. They're polarizing you. And they're feeding off of the polarized energy that you're giving off. This shit ain't about money. Not to them. They already got money. They got more money than everybody on the goddamn planet. They got more money than all the rich people put together. They got enough money. They could, if people wanted to sell their countries, they could buy it. They don't need money. The fuck are they gonna do with more money? Like, who cares? These people are not after money. They're still in the money, though. They're still in the money, though. They're still in your money. And sure, yes, they give back a little bit. You know, they give back. They give back. They give back. It's true. You know, people are successful nowadays. You know, people are successful. You know, yes, it's true. But it's just not that easy. It's not that easy. It's just not. And you know why it's not that easy. I ain't even gonna get into that. Because then I'm just gonna be insulting. And that's not my goal. My goal is not to be insulting. But yeah, they give a little chunk change here and there. You know, little hush money. You know what I mean? They give it's like in ancient Rome. It's like in ancient Rome when you went to the when you was broke. This is what Caesar used to do. When people was about to lose their minds, he's like, all right, people are about to lose their shit. Okay, so let's throw a party. let's get 2 MMA fighters. Let's get 2 MMA fighters in the ring. Let's throw a party, man. Open the doors and just give bread to everybody. Just give bread to everybody. That's what they're doing. You're getting bread. You're getting bread, bro. They're giving you bread, and you're well. You know you happy because you know it's free bread. Shit, I was starving 5 minutes ago. You know what I mean? I was starving 5 minutes ago. Shit, I'm going. Damn it, it's free bread. I'm taking the free bread, and they still doing nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. It's the same shit. We eating bread. That's what we doing. Because I already explained to you how the monetary system is messed up. I already told y'all. The monetary system is crazy messed up. The numbers don't add up. They're sitting there talking we can't print more money. Yeah, you can. you know, like, yes, you can. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't think that's true. I think you bullshitting. You should have been printing money a long time ago. Double time, overtime. That machine should have burned. Should have broke down by now. The damn printer should have set itself on fire from printing so much money. That's what the fuck should have happened. That's what they should have told us. They should have told us, man, the printer is out because we printing too much cash. That's the reality of it all. But that's not very spiritual now, is it? That's not very spiritual now, is it? Even though it's still the truth. But you're right, it's not very spiritual. But it you know, if we're gonna be real about everything, then let's be real about everything. There should be more cash floating around. Anyways. No, I'm not going. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna say it in the next video. I'm gonna say it in the next video. I'm gonna say it in the next video. I'm not saying it right now. I don't feel like it. That's just depressing. It's depressing, man. It's depressing, bro. They're feeding off of our negative energy, bro. And you know who eating that fucking shit too. And you know who eating that shit. You know. You know. You know. Even though you don't want to know, you know. Then dude's gonna be like, Lucifer offered me a deal for $40 million. I got a 50-foot yacht. Lucifer did that. Lucifer gave me that. Yeah. Well, the thing is, when shit goes south, yeah, Lucifer gave me that. You know what I mean? Like, when the shit goes south, Lucifer gave me that. When the shit don't go south, you know, oh, God gave me that shit. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good until it goes south. When it goes south, all of a sudden it's Lucifer. Oh, okay. Because 2 weeks ago you was saying thanks to God and that. Now I'm not saying Lucifer can't give you a 50-foot yacht. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, if you want a 50-foot, if you have the capability, the tenacity the will to have a 50-foot yacht, you're gonna have a 50-foot yacht regardless. It's not easy, but it's doable. Nothing is impossible for a magician. That's the beauty of being a magician. The beauty of being a magician is it's not necessarily that you are ultimate power. That's not it. The beauty of a magician is figuring out solutions to a problem. That's the real talent of a magician. The real talent of a magician is not necessarily his capabilities or his raw strength. The real secret of a magician, the real talent of a magician is finding solutions to a problem, how to solve a puzzle. I want a 50-foot yacht. How can I do that? How can I get from point A to point B with the least minimum effort? Because let's be honest with ourselves. You don't become a magician because you want to work more. You become a magician because you want to work less. You want to do less work. I'm not saying being a magician is easy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying being a god is easy. That's not what I'm saying, even though it kind of is. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the process that you take in order to go from point A from point B is problem solving. You're doing problem solving, right? You're doing troubleshooting. Basically, that's the quirk of a true magician. Troubleshooting. You can have whatever you want. The question is, what do you want? And how much energy you're willing to put into it to have it. How much energy are you willing to put in to have the thing that you are thinking of? Like Lucifer absolutely intends on yeah, I'm going there, sir. I'm going there, Lucifer. I'm going there. I just heard him say, "Oh, there he goes. There he goes." You know, like he said, "Here it comes." So, you know, yeah, I'm going there. So Lucifer intends on absolutely bringing another woman around in my life because he wants me to feel loved, so on and so on. I appreciate the gesture, and I'll probably accept it when it comes around. I'm not, maybe not. It depends. It depends on what color jeans I'm wearing that day. It depends on what color jeans I'm wearing that day because I feel like okay, can I be candid with you guys for 2 seconds? Can I be candid with you guys for 2 seconds? Please. Let me get this off my chest. I want shit to be perfect. I want shit to be perfect. The next time a girl come around, I want shit to be on point. So I'm reluctant. I'm like, you know, like he's gonna do it anyways. But it's gonna be my choice to accept it or not. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no idea. I don't know. There's girls buzzing, and there's girls buzzing. There's girls buzzing around. But my shit is not on lock. It's not. I don't care how wonderful I am, or how great of a personality I might have. Not saying that I have, that I might have. I don't care. I need my shit to be on. I need everything to be tight. I need it to be tight. For real. Because I don't want to make anybody struggle. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to make anybody struggle. It makes me feel bad. I don't like it. I don't like it. You know, I might be exaggerating a little bit. I might be embellishing a little bit. You know, I might. I'm gonna admit it. What I mean by that is I might not be as broke as I like to perceive that I am. But just because I'm not that broke, it doesn't mean that I'm on that level yet. I don't feel like I'm on that level yet. You know what I mean? I just don't. I don't, you know? And there's another thing too. With all the things that are happening right now, with all the things, and fuck that. This is what I'm saying. So you got two choices. Either you go live in paradise, or you stay here and deal with the bullshit. Those are your two choices. But that's if you want to become a demonologist or Luciferian or whatever. I don't even know what to call this. Because demonology is the science of demons. It's not a religion. It's not a religion. It's not a well, it's an art, but it's not a principality, you know. There's no principalities per se. You can pretty much do whatever you want, you know, technically, you know. So I don't know if I should say Luciferians, because I don't know if Luciferians perceive things the way that I do. Allegedly, yes. I mean, if you read the books, yes. But I have noticed from the real Satanists on YouTube, they don't like me. They don't like me. Why? Because I'm rambunctious. I buckle too much. You know, I get into fights. You know, I bump heads with people. You know, they don't like it. They don't like that at all. You know, and I understand. But the thing that they don't understand is, like, while they're sitting there painting and having the time of their lives, you know, people are suffering. People are going through some shit. People are going through shit. So I have all this power. It would be absurd. Well, that's not fair to say, because I chose to have this power. I could have stayed in my lane too. So I chose to have this power. So that's not fair to say. But still though, like, you know, like, because that's the thing. I was suffering too. So I know how it feels like, especially like this whole targeted, because that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the problem. The problem is, I just came out of this CIA witchcraft bullshit that they put on people, right? Because I was a targeted individual. People might consider me a targeted individual, right? So after all that torturous interference in my life and being aware that they're doing that to other people and they might be doing that to people right now as I speak, I can't just let that shit go. I can't. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. You know, like I could, but I don't, you know, I don't want to, you know, like, so it's all, I guess it's a matter of perspective, you know, because I have a different perspective on what's going on, you know, if you're not a targeted individual and you end up being a Satanist, or you always were a Satanist, but you never had any problem with the CIA and, you know, the shadow government and shit like that, you know, yeah, of course they're gonna sit at home and paint and, you know, drink wine and, I don't know, have wild sex orgies on the weekend. Of course. You know, like, you know, duh, you know, like everybody would do that, obviously, you know, it's not, you know, nobody's crazy for doing that, you know, obviously. But on the other hand, if you've gone through some shit and you know that other people are going through the same shit, then of course you feel some kind of responsibility to do something about it, regardless of what that thing is. I guess that's where I come from. You know, I guess that's how I see it. You know, it is what it is. Man, that glare is super annoying. So this was fun. We're not stopping. We're chilling. You know. We're chilling. You know, but this was fun. This was fun. I appreciate all you. You know what I mean? I appreciate all you, even though I think half of you are stupid. But I appreciate all of you. I love all you, you know. But that's the thing. I don't have to like you. You know, my job is to make sure that you get home safe. I don't have to like you. I only have one job. My job is to make sure you get home safe, that you got a wad of money, a wad of cash in your pocket, and that's it. I don't have to like you. And that's absurd. First of all, it's absurd to feel that I don't like you. Right? Because why would I be doing this? Why would I be doing any of this if I didn't like you? That shit crazy. Y'all some crazy motherfuckers. Some crazy mofos. Nah, I'm playing. I don't think half of you stupid. All I mean is, regardless, no matter, like, because there's some stupid people in the world. Like, I know you want to think the best of everybody, bless your soul, but you pardon my language, I don't know if that's blasphemy, but you know, regardless, you know, grace your soul, you know, you want to see people in a good light, and you know, you want to think the best of people, and you want to think people can but at the end of the day, there's some weirdos out here, man. I mean, like, I'm talking about quantum mechanics, right? Yeah, I'm butthurt about this. Like, not for real, bro. I've been talking about this shit for 4 days. Like I'm ruminating in my room about this shit for the last 4 days because it blows my freaking mind. I'm sitting here talking about quantum mechanics, bro, and these guys, they came up with this bright idea of making Drake jerk off on a fucking airplane. It blows my fucking mind. Like, What do you think they do that for? It's to take attention away from shit like this. It's to take away attention from shit like this. That's the only reason why they're doing this. It's the only reason. They're trying to keep you asleep. And the worst part is, it works. Because millions of people are looking for pictures of Drake's dick. Shit, there's probably people looking for pictures of Drake's dick right now. There's probably going to be more people looking for Drake's dick after this video. Because I mentioned it. You're probably going to look up Drake's penis on a plane after you're done watching this damn video. Whatever. Anyways, man. Whatever. Okay. But it's true. Like there's some people that are like that. There's people that do that. So I'm not saying everybody's stupid. I'm not saying everybody's stupid. What I'm saying is there are some people that are stupid, man. They do stupid things, and they might not be stupid, but they do stupid shit. Like it's weird. It's weird, And but at the end of the day, we're gonna have to feel comfortable in our own skin one of these days. One of these days, we're gonna have to be comfortable in our own skins. One of these days, I don't know when, but one of these days. Because you can't be walking around. I mean, like it's okay to see everybody in the good light, but man, you can't just deny what's going on. Like we're living in a world where Drake's penis is the #1 searched subject on the internet. #1. It's the most trending thing. How is that trending? Why is it trending? Who cares? Who cares? Like, for real. Like, who cares? Especially if you're not a woman. Like, seriously? Anyway. And then and I have to say it. I have to say it because I make videos like this. Yes, I'm butthurt. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. Okay? But it is what it is. Okay? We are doing magic. We are proving that magic exists. We are doing something that scientists are still trying to figure out today. We are better than most psychologists. We're better than most doctors. Some magicians are better than doctors. Right? So this shit is important. It's way more important than his fucking penis. It is. So it's disturbing to live in a world like this. I mean, I'm not saying you have to absolutely believe in magic and shit. I mean, I understand, it's an abstract concept. It's kind of still hard to believe. Even I doubt myself from time to time. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not infallible. I'm not infallible, dude. I doubt myself too sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, this shit crazy. Sometimes I think this shit is fucking crazy, man. But it's important. This is revolutionary. This is revolutionary shit. It's revolutionary shit. This is historical shit. And there's never been as many witches in the past 75 years. Easy. In the past 75 years, there's never been as this many witches, magic practitioner, spiritualists in the past 75 years. So there is a legitimate conscious evolution of consciousness. People are waking up, regardless of what I think and say. People are waking up every day. And of course, thanks to me, they are. And other people, it's not just me, obviously. You know, but sometimes I've noticed we stopped working in tandem. And I feel like it's fear. Fear made people stop work. Either it's fear or because people got their life back together, they don't feel like they need to keep going. That might be the case too. Because I noticed that we're not working in tandem anymore. There was a time 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I remember when I made a video, when I received a download, everybody else received the download at the same time. And when somebody decided to like take down some shit, everybody took down the shit at the same time. Now, not so much. What happened? As much as I would like to be like, oh, you know, be a goody two shoes right now, not really. Not really. Right now, I'm gonna say I'm the only one doing this shit. Right now, I'm saying I'm the only one doing this shit. Not necessarily, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It's not in tandem. It's not. We're not aligned. We're disaligned. And I wonder why that is. Is it because the Illuminati be rocking us to sleep too much? Or is it because people believe in God too much? When God is out of date. That shit is obsolete. It's obsolete. Which one is it? It has to be one of them. Either people stop caring, either people stopped having downloads, or maybe they're too stuck on some old shit that needs to. Because I'm not gonna lie to myself. I'm not gonna lie to myself. I'm not gonna act like doing necromancy. I'm that's not what. And even if that shit came from God, it's not the goddamn Bible. It's not something I learned. It's not a principle that was imposed. It's not a principle that was imposed on us. Even if. So you can't tell me I can resurrect the dead and then I'm going to say, oh, what? No. That's just demonic. It is what it is. It's demonic. So I'm going to call it what it is. Demonic. I'm not going to act, dog, no. Like, nah. That's bullshit. Pardon my language. Pardon my French. It is what it is. You know, I can this spiritualists out here that allegedly they be swimming in vajayjay, They be swimming in vajayjay and shit, but they thanking God for what? What is you talking about, man? What is you talking about? Like what? I'm not saying that shit's demonic, but you ain't gonna tell me that's not one of your principles. It's not. And like I said before, even if it comes from him, that's not what he told you to do. And if that's not what he told you to do, and you can still do it, then somebody lied. So the question is, why'd you lie? So, like I said, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna call it what it is. I'm gonna call it what it is. It's fucking magic. It's fucking witchcraft. It's always been witchcraft. People were burned to the stake for less than that. People were burned to the stake for medicine. What is this? Think about it for 2 seconds. You have all these abilities. You have all these abilities, and who taught you to, like, come on, man. Like, anyways, that's crazy. That's nonsense, man. That's craziness. That's craziness, bro. Who taught you to do all that? It wasn't God, bro. God didn't show you shit. Oh, I prayed. I pray every day, so that's why. No. Your prayers don't say shit like that. When you pray, you don't say shit like that when you pray. That's impossible. It's just not true. Okay, you have magical and mind you, I'm playing devil's advocate here, mind you, because I don't believe none of that shit. Like, like, mind you, I don't believe none of that shit, bro. I don't believe the spiritual. If you're a spiritualist and you getting vajayjay all the time, bro, you're doing something. I mean, you're doing something that's not, it's not in the ordinary. Period. Okay, it's not in your principles. It's not in your values. It's not in the Bible. It's just not. There might be some Bibles out there that speak about having 10 wives and shit like that. Fine. I'll give you that. True. But when you die, you're gonna get them 10 wives. You know what I mean? And some people go overboard with it, and they go marry 10 wives right now. They don't even wait until they die. And then they fucking say, oh, fucking God gave me that shit. No, he didn't. Like, you know what I mean? Not for real. No, he didn't, bro. You're paraphrasing. You're paraphrasing, bro. That's what paraphrasing is. You're assuming. You're not even assuming that that's what it means. You're taking a meaning and you're flipping it over to your own advantage. You're paraphrasing here. So no, I'm not gonna be one of those guys that walk around and act like, me, I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm sinning. I'm a sinner. I'm a heretic, a pagan. I'm aware, and I'm comfortable with it, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't have to believe in you. Why do I have to believe? I don't. I don't even know you. You know, like, like I don't even know you. I don't even know who you are. Like why? Like why? Like, you know. And then because the thing about spirituality, the 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 the, the nonsensical thing about spirituality is the word spirit. You're thinking one spirit for something that is plural. It's not called having a spirit, it's called spirituality. That means there are many things involved. The question is, do you know what's involved in it? Because you're alluding that everything that is within you came from one singular entity, which couldn't be farther from the truth. Everything that is within you is not from one singular aspect. It's not from one singular consciousness. It's from a multitudes of consciousness, depending on the person, depending on the amount of power that this person has. So that's why they call you a peacock, because peacocks have a fan of colors. They don't call you a peacock because you have one singular plume, you know, one tail sticking out. No, it's a plethora, right? It opens up. It wouldn't make sense to call it spirituality when there's only one spirit involved, one consciousness involved, because that's not true. It's just not. You're not built that way. You're built from many things. You're not built from one thing. You're built from many things. We are many. We are legion. I gotta stop, or else I'm a channel. I'm too tired to channel. But that's what we are. We are a legion. We are venom. We are symbiotic. We live in symbiosis with consciousness. We live in symbiosis with more than one consciousness. So like I said, I'm not going to be that guy that's going to deny who I am. And because I don't understand who I am, I'm just going to say, oh, it's just that guy. No, if you say that, it's because you don't understand yourself. When you say that, it's because you don't know what you are. You don't understand fully what you are. Because when you understand fully what you are, you know that you're a peacock. You're comprised of many souls. You're comprised of many spirits. You're comprised of many gods. There's no such thing as just one God ruling over all. That's not true. Lucifer don't think like that. How many gods Lucifer is intricately connected to? You got Vikings, right? You got Norse mythology. You got Hinduism, right? Shit. You even have Buddha in there. Buddha's in there. Like I said before in my last video, like Lucifer is a Zen master. He's not this crazy enraged. I mean, a little bit, but you know, he's not crazy. He might be enraged, but he's not crazy. As a matter of fact, and he has complete control over himself. And that's the complicated aspect of Lucifer. This is the complicated aspect of Lucifer. He is capable of extreme rage, but he controls it. He does not let things control him. So Lucifer will indulge in drugs. Lucifer will take as much drugs as he can possibly take. But you know what Lucifer told me? Let's be real here. I embody Lucifer, right? So sometime I'll indulge. And there was this one time where I indulged. And I was like, and I was sitting there. And I was like, do I spend another day in indulgence? Or do I go back to myself? Lucifer said, I like to indulge, but I also like being myself. That means he doesn't let indulgence control him. He controls his indulgences. And that is the biggest major difference between Christianity and what I call demonology. Because in Christianity, sin is a regretful thing. In demonology, sinning is an experience or an experiment. So, in demonology, it's okay to sin as long as you can come back to yourself. As long as you don't let the indulgence change you into something else that you don't want to be. So that's why in certain cases, Lucifer will cure a person of his indulgences, because his indulgences is preoccupying his soul and spirit. And when your indulgences are preoccupying your soul and spirit, there's not much magic that you can do. There's not much of anything that you can do. So in some cases, he's going to cure you and not indulge you. In my case, it's the opposite. In my case, it's the opposite. In my case, it's like indulge. But don't forget to come back. Don't forget to come back. And this becomes crucial, and it's dangerous. It's not something that I suggest people to do, because you have to detoxify yourself, and now you have to do you have to invoke harder than you have ever invoked before, to not let your indulgence destroy you, because you can destroy yourself doing that. You can destroy yourself doing that. And it doesn't matter how much power Lucifer have. If your indulgence takes over your mind, you're not going to care about Lucifer anymore. So you're not going to practice any magic. You're not going to do any rituals. he won't be there anymore. Not because he doesn't want to, because you choose to forget him to go towards your indulgence. But the moral of the story is, yes, he is some of the things that you think. The conundrum is how much of those things are him. And that's a mystery. That's a dangerous mystery to discover. It's a place to tread lightly if you dare to enter. Is that the reason why I like demonology over Christianity? Hell no. It has nothing to do with that, man. Absolutely nothing to do with that. But I guess being Lucifer has its perks. So what are we doing here? Where are we going with all this? We're trying to wake up from a dream. Because we're all dreaming. Some people are dreaming and some people live the dream. And I don't mean that in a good way. I mean that in the worst possible way. In the worst way possible. Some people dream and some people just live inside the dream. I feel like I'm living inside of the dream. I ain't gonna lie. I don't feel like I'm dreaming. I feel like I'm just in for the ride. Because this ain't my dream. This is not the shit that I dream about. I feel like I'm inside of I'm involuntarily inside of a dream. And so I'm not the only one. I don't think I'm the only one. I think there's a lot of people that feel the exact same way. They feel like they're walking inside of a dream, and it's not their dream because they're not like that. They're not like that. They don't think like that. It's not their sort of thing. And mind you, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm far beyond I'm not perfect at all. Not even close. But it's not. That's not the question. The question is, do I know myself? That's the question. The question is, do I know myself? Yes, I know myself, so I know that this isn't my fucking dream. I'm living inside somebody else's goddamn dream. And I'm sitting here trying to wake up the person that's dreaming. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting close. And sometimes it feels like it's impossible to wake this guy up. And until he wakes up, I'm still gonna be walking in this damn dream. It's a freaking nightmare. It's a goddamn nightmare, man. But if you don't catch the moral of the story here, let me tell you. Because the moral of the story is way more positive than the story itself. of the story is we are the spirit. We are the soul. And we are the God. That's the moral of this story. And until you wake up from that alleged dream, all that power, all that know-how, all that knowledge will be reduced to being a battery for an entity that couldn't care less about your well-being, that couldn't care less about your real dreams, that couldn't care less about what you really want in life, that couldn't care less about why you're really here. Because let's face it, this is not about evolution. This story that you guys keep talking about all the time, it's not about evolution. It's not about DNA. It's not about growing in strength. It's not about growing a community. It's about none of that stuff. It's about you giving power to him. That's what your story is about. That's not my story. That is not my dream. I'm not a fucking battery. I don't care if it's a double A, triple A. That's not me. I'm a human being. I have my good parts. I have my bad parts. I've done some good. I've done some bad. That doesn't fucking matter. Why? Because at the end of the day, it all depends on what I am trying to do. At the end of the day, it's about what I'm trying to do. And if you're in my way, then you're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. So, no, I'm not going to be happy if I have a mansion. I'm not. It's not going to make me happy. It's not going to make me happy if I have a Lambo either. I'm not going to be happy. Shit. I won't even happy if I get married. That's not going to make me happy. What's going to make me happy is seeing all these dreamers wake up from their dreams. And then we can really start living. We can really start knowing ourselves. We can really start to discover who we are. That's gonna make me happy. All this hoopla and crazy stuff, that's not gonna make me happy. I want it, mind you. You know what I mean? You know, like, I want it. Don't get it twisted. But if we're talking about true happiness, like pure unbridled happiness, like eternal happiness, then my dream would be for these people, whoever these people are, to wake up from their slumber, come into their power, and become the people that they always wanted to become without hindrance or deceit or interference, voluntary or involuntary. Well, maybe involuntary is okay. I mean, There has to be a balance. You know, like you know what I mean? But you get the point. You get the gist. That to me is true happiness. And I'm pretty sure to everybody else, even though they might not say it or they might not admit it, I'm pretty sure that's the same thing for everybody else. I'm pretty sure their true happiness would be the self discovery. Their true happiness would be self discovery, but we can't do that. How can you do that? How can you do that from the position where you're at right now? How can you do that from the position that you're at right now? Because the position that you're at right now does not permit you to do that. You might do it anyways, but that's because you are taking liberties. Speaking of swimming in the JJs, it's because you are taking liberties to do it. It's not because you were permitted to do it. You took the liberty to do it. Liberty. So, question is, are you ready? Because if you're ready, then like Cypher said, the Neo in the Matrix, Kansas is going bye-bye. And it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. Lovely. And anyway, actually, you're halfway there, to be honest. It's just, you have to stop being afraid. You just have to stop being afraid. Because you're halfway there already. Well, for some people, they're halfway there. From what I've seen, you know, if you're spiritual and you're getting vajayjay all the time, you're halfway there. You're halfway there. It's not that hard. It's not. But the thing is, I'm not gonna act like you don't have to do absolutely nothing at all. You know, that would be a lie. That would be lying. Like I can't say that you don't have nothing to do at all. But it's not that hard. It's not. If you listen to the right people, if you listen to the right people, and I don't know if I should say educate yourself, you know, because I know people hate books. Books are boring, and they lie too. Books lie, and they're boring. I get it. But a certain amount of knowledge is required. You know, however you choose to get that knowledge, that's your business. But a certain amount of knowledge is required. You know, how can you do something if you don't know how to do it? You got to know how to do it. So, with the right people, the right amount of support, you know, because we need to support each other too. You know, you need to support this channel. You need to support this channel because this channel is powerful. It's a powerful channel. It's the most powerful channel out here. Period. End of story. It is. It is. It's the most powerful out. It's the most powerful channel out here. So, yeah, man. Support this channel and support each other. You know, support the channel, support each other. and we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. There's no fucking way that with my help you don't get there. No way. Money back guarantee. Even though this shit is free. Even though this shit is free, money back guarantee, man. There's no way. I don't believe it. Impossible. I just don't. I don't believe it. It's not even, there's no doubt in my mind about that. And like I said, I don't have all the answers. I just have some of them. Like I have some of the answers. There's other people out there like me. They might not be like me, but they're kind of like me. Yeah, shit. I got twins walking around this earth. There's twins. I got twins walking around this earth. I have like brothers and sisters that I've never seen before or know about walking around town. Just need to find them. So this video is too damn long. I'll see you on the next one. And yes, I could keep going. I could talk for 6 hours, but I'm not gonna. So see you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Thank you for all the support. It doesn't look like much. If you go on the channel, there's like 10, 11 views. But the reason why I'm happy is because on the last videos, like in 2 hours, I had 11 views, right? Like not even. In 2 hours, I had like 6 views, right? I released these 2 last videos, and apparently you guys liked it. And apparently YouTube pushed it forward because I got like 10 views in 1 hour, right? And I had some feedback. I had some great feedback, right? One in particular, I really like the shit about Rogue because somebody said some of us are Rogue, right? We got like devastating power, but we're like afraid to use it. We don't want to destroy something inadvertently. I like that. But yet again, it made me feel uncomfortable though. It made me feel uncomfortable. You want to know why? Because I like demons. So I was kind of like, I wanted to say like, don't give a fuck, but that's not the right answer. What I mean? That's not the right answer. That's the demon side of me talking. So but anyway, no, it's all good, man. It was a great analogy. I like it. It's true. Some people do have strength, and they're kind of like uncomfortable. But I feel like people like that tend to procrastinate. I feel like it's an excuse to procrastinate a little bit. Because you could learn how to properly use your abilities. But instead, you stay in your shell. And you don't want to expand what you already have. Which is a gross mistake. Not gross as disgusting, gross as a big mistake. You should expand what you have. You shouldn't hide what you have. I'm not saying you should like go out and just fucking blast you and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, expand it, like delve into it, figure it out. Don't just put it in the back burner. Okay, yeah, I got that, but whatever. It's there and you never, you know, you just whatever. You know what I mean? That's a gross mistake. You know, don't procrastinate. Don't procrastinate. I mean, like, especially when it comes to things like that. I'm not saying like, you know, if you feel like being lazy, you can do whatever you want. It's your house, it's your life. You know, if you want to sleep in, sleep in. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is spiritually, don't procrastinate spiritually. You know, because that not now you're just hurting yourself. You're not hurting other people. It'd be better if you hurt other people than hurting yourself. If you want to go down that route, I'm not saying hurting other people is good. That's not what I'm saying. You know, that's not what I'm saying. But if you're gonna go down that route, hurting yourself is not a good thing. It would be better that you hurt somebody else than you hurt yourself, technically. You know? So don't hurt yourself. Don't damage your inside. Don't reduce yourself. You know, expand it. Because what I mean by expanding is not necessarily that it doesn't even mean practicing. It doesn't even mean practicing, just figuring yourself out. Like research on yourself. You know, instead of researching on the Roman Empire, research on yourself. Figure yourself out. Expand it. And don't be afraid to talk about it. That's how you become comfortable with it. And eventually, hey, YouTube, by the way, don't flag me. You know, like I'm not encouraging violence against other people. That's not what I'm doing. As I was saying, and eventually, that's how you will become comfortable with your capabilities and abilities, with your know-how, whatever your know-how is. Because that's what Rogue's problem was. Rogue had a confidence problem for a very long time. You know, and she couldn't approach men. You know, she couldn't, and it's not because that she don't look good. Rogue is banging. You know what I mean? For real, bro. Like the Rogue was banging, bro. Like the 90s version of Rogue was banging, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So, but she never approached dudes. You know, Gambit was always around trying to, you know what I mean, try to charm her, you know what I mean, trying to get in her pants, basically. You know what I mean? And he never fucking made it. You know what I mean? Because she didn't have enough confidence. She didn't believe in herself enough. Even though she had amazing strength, destructive power, like you say, she could fight Juggernaut. You know what I mean? She fought Juggernaut a bunch of times. You know, so, but her self-esteem just wasn't there. You know, it was absent completely. You know, I guess that's the reason why some people don't like Rogue a little bit, because she kind of does overdo a little bit with the low self-esteem shit. You know, but yeah, that was her. That's what her problem was. You know, she procrastinated on herself. She's a hard worker. You know, she's an X-Man. You know, she fights the Juggernaut. You know, that's not a lazy person. But internally, she had trouble working on herself. She had trouble accepting who she is and accepting the things that she done, you know, because she did make a couple of mistakes. You know, she did hurt people in her past, and you know, and sometimes it happened that she hurt somebody while she was on a mission and stuff, and that didn't help. That only reinforced her negative self-speech. That only reinforced the negative aspect that she has for herself. You know, and that's the thing that you should not do. You shouldn't find reasons to think that you're not good enough. You should find reasons to think why you are good enough. You know, but yeah, like I said, it was a great analogy. It was a great analogy, and I haven't thought about that actually. I did because there's some people like that. There's some people that are kind of like, they don't want to bother nobody. They don't want to, they don't want to ruffle any feathers and stuff like that. But you're gonna ruffle somebody's feathers anyway, regardless of what you do. You're gonna ruffle somebody's feathers. Sometimes you don't even need to do anything, and you ruffle the person's feathers. Just the way you comb your hair, the way you look, the shoes you wear, it's ruffling somebody's feathers. So you can't escape it. It's gonna happen. So you're gonna have to be okay with people being bothered by your presence. You need to be okay with people being bothered by your presence, and because it's gonna bother somebody. Not everybody is going to love everybody all the time, every day, all day. It's just like that. And the people can have bad days, or you might make that person. You might make that person remember. You remind that person of somebody that they used to know, or some shit like that. Like there's many reasons. There's many reasons. So just if you feel like that, it's a great analogy. I don't know if you feel like that, but I completely understand. Like I completely understand that, but it stems from low self-esteem. It stems from low self-esteem, and you need to switch it up. You need to switch it up. You need to find reasons why you're good enough. You need to find reasons why you're good enough to be able to do the things that you do. You need to find reasons why you are the thing that you do. You need to find these things. You need to believe in yourself. You need to research, like I said, research on yourself. Instead of spending 5 hours researching the Roman Empire, take 2 hours out of that research and research about yourself. You might feel a little bit narcissistic, but it is what it is. It's like I said, you can't learn how to do something if you don't learn how to do the thing. Period. So it works the same way about yourself. If you are seeing things and you're not understanding those things, then don't just deny that those things are there. Try to find a reason why those things are there, or how those things are there, or where those things come from. And like I said, you do all that, and you will become more, I don't want to say confident. You'll understand yourself more. You'll understand yourself more. Of course, confidence has a lot to do with it, but at the same time, I believe if you consider yourself like rogue, right? That means you have a limited amount of confidence, right? You have a limited, so you're aware of the power you hold, right? You're aware of how the magnitude of that power. So there's a little bit of confidence to have in there, because when push comes to shove, you got what it takes. So you have some confidence. So it's really about like discovering everything that's behind that you need in order to feel comfortable. Like, yeah, that's the word. In order to feel comfortable in your own skin. Bada bing, bada boom. So I'm out. My name is Lucifer, aka Lucifer told me to say that. That was me. It was Lucifer told me to say that. My name is Lucifer, aka Seth, aka Kang the Conqueror, aka the High Evolutionary, aka Thanos. Man, is there another AKA? There's a bunch of AKAs. AKA the nameless one. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.